and welcome to Garbage Theater. Tonight's installment, Zoombies. Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Garbage Theater. This is your host, Chase, with my co-host, Blake, as always.
That's me.
Let's get this shit show on the road.
Yes, sir. And boy, howdy was it.
Bravo.
Zoombies.
Let me give you the slow clap for picking this one.
The movie was Zoombies this week, and that doesn't mean fast zombies. It means zombies in a zoo.
Zombies in the loosest of definitions.
But yes. It was more just rage-fueled monkeys.
Rage,
for the most part.
It was mad animals.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. And, little side note, this was also filmed on location at the Biodome from the hit feature film Biodome.
Yeah, I did some research, and it's Biosphere 2 in Arizona. And they filmed Biodome there. They filmed a countless amount of nature documentaries there, and this pile of shit.
Nice.
They got to pay the rent some kind of way.
Like, it was so weird. Like, I wasn't looking for that, but just when I'm watching it, I just saw something in the background, and it just my mind instinctively went via los Biodome.
There's an establishing shot where they show the exterior, and they might as well have left the camera up from shooting Biodome. It's the same goddamn shot. And when you told me earlier that I think this was filmed at the Biodome, I'm like, okay, well, it probably just looks similar. And then I saw that, I said, holy shit, it's the Biodome.
Yes, it is, without a doubt.
And I'll tell you, going into this, I'm going to say I watched this movie twice. I watched it twice. The first time and the reason I watched it twice is the first time I watched it, I didn't retain that much because I was so distracted by the fact that it was the Biodome. I kept seeing the scenes like, okay, that office is Dr. Cornelius's office from Biodome, the bug guy. And it was I couldn't pay attention to the movie. So I had to watch it twice.
Well, here's a shocker too. I also watched this twice.
Wow.
And not just like on Sunday, like literally watched it like I was supposed to. But I only had to come up with questions. But just
usually the questioner only has to watch it once because you just grabbing the questions.
Right. But I found myself where I watched it and I was like, wait, I wasn't paying attention. So it became, me trying to actually find something that was question worthy. And that proved to be harder than I thought it would be.
It's very heavy on the front end with information. And then it just kind of devolves into stuff, into bad CG and
bad.
The CG in this, they went and they got the guys that do all of Tim and Eric's special effects and got them to do this movie.
It was like the review that I read last week where it says, and featuring visual effects from the first Star Fox video game, like, they wasn't lying. Those elephants.
Bad, folks.
And then when they're riding the elephants,
we're going to get to all that. Spoilers, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
I guess we get to the steaks, right? And you get to go first.
I get to go first
because
I'm up on the chopping block. It's an unfamiliar feeling.
Right.
Okay.
Well, go ahead and lay it on me.
I had first picked one movie that actually had a loose connection to Biodome, and I was very proud of that once we discovered this movie was filmed there. But then I stumbled across another movie that I liked even better, so I ditched that pick. And then at the 11th hour, last night, I found another one that had just been put on Netflix, and I cannot pass it up.
Oh, I hope we didn't pick the same one.
Oh man, maybe. Wouldn't this be amazing? I'm glad I get to go first.
Well, if it is... Okay.
Just don't say anything. Let me get it out. And then
I'm not saying nothing.
Do it. So, I'm going to be... I almost want to say, you know what? If we both pick the same thing, let's just run with it. Because I want to watch...
If it's the same thing, then I really want to watch it.
Yeah, because I really want to watch this. I told Blake earlier that when I was texting him about recording tonight, that I'm going to be legit depressed if we don't get to watch my pick, because it looks magnificent. Okay. I'm going to set the stage. Imagine a dystopian Blade Runner-esque future with flying cars and big building-sized TV monitors and all that shit. Run by a totalitarian government ruled by a dictator known only as the Director. With an extremely puffy face, and he never takes off his goddamn sunglasses.
Wow.
I'm talking about the 2016 Steven Seagal movie, The Perfect Weapon.
Well, unfortunately, that is not the one.
Damn.
So go ahead and finish your thing.
1.5 stars on Netflix, because it's brand spanking new to it. So I wanted to pull a little technicality and get it before the stars can go up. 3.2 stars on IMDb. No tomato meter available because it's too new.
Right.
Starring Steven Seagal, of course.
Well, how could it not be?
Johnny Messner, who was the lead in Anacondas.
Oh.
And Richard Tyson, also known as the bad guy from Kindergarten Cop.
Oh.
The ponytail.
Okay.
We're going to have dueling ponytails in this. Now, in the trailer to this, Steven Seagal does some action.
No.
That's why I want to watch this. Other than the fact that it looks brilliant. Review headlines such as, the cinematic equivalent of malware.
That's funny.
Seagal, stop already. And more like perfect crap. I watched the trailer to it right after we found it on Netflix, and it looks glorious.
Right. Well, get ready. Because my pick, and it may seem familiar, it is 2016's The Perfect Weapon.
Yes! Oh my God!
It most certainly was. I wanted to just make you...
This is like goddamn
Of course, I don't
Christmas.
need to read this. I know, I don't need to read the synopsis, but I'll read... one of the reviews was the one that that you read, the perfect crap one, was one of the ones I had written down. The other one, this one was actually a full sentence. Yes, this is another one of those, quote, Steven Seagal presents some other dude who does all the work while Steve shows up for about 15 minutes, unquote, movies. And my last review is incoherent.
Oh, I'm so happy right now.
So we're both in a win-win situation here. It
this
doesn't
is
matter.
strictly for bragging rights at this point. Because we're watching...
Right, and this won't normally happen.
This was...
But, by God, I mean, it's Steven Seagal, and it's brand new.
Just further proof that you and I were meant to do this show.
And look, you're right, 11th hour. I saw this afternoon. And when I saw it, I was like, this is happening. The dictator? What?
He's got a goddamn embroidered katana in a bunch of the shots. Did you watch the trailer for it?
No, I didn't need to.
God, you gotta watch. Okay, we're gonna watch the trailer after we finish recording. Okay.
Yeah, there was no reason for me to watch it. As soon as I saw Steven Seagal, 2016, that was it. Like, what else
we were looking for something to watch on Netflix, and Heather had the remote, and she was just flipping around. And I said, hold on a second. I saw Steven Seagal's face. And we had to go back and find it.
Well, there you go.
fantastic. Let's bring on the quiz, because
you ready for the quiz already?
Because who cares?
Well, we'll give a brief synopsis of Zoombies. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it? Okay, go ahead.
Take Jurassic Park. Take all the parts that worked about Jurassic Park, and throw them out the window, and just keep the beats of Jurassic Park. Replace the dinosaurs with terrible CGI animals. You got this movie.
Yeah, basically it was these. I'm assuming it was a virus.
Never explained.
100% on. Yeah, still not 100% on that.
The cause of this movie was never explained.
And also, there was CGI so bad in this movie that there were times I didn't know what animal I was looking at. But we'll get to that. So, on to the quiz. Start with an easy one. What is the animal on the Eden logo? Eden would be the name of...
It's a gorilla.
It is a gorilla. Very good. Second one. How did the monkeys kill their first human?
The first human that gets killed?
Yes, sir.
They electrocuted him with a taser.
You would be wrong. They dropped a file cabinet on him.
Oh, that's right. God damn it. And I have a joke about that too later. Son of a bitch. Okay, whatever.
I knew that one would be, because it was a lackluster death for the first death. So I thought for sure you were going to say the whole digging out the girl's
I thought
eyes,
about it for a second. I almost knee-jerk and said that. But
that was a little tricky one. When the aviary lady gets her intern, and he's asking her what birds are in the aviary.
Oh, God.
She says all of them except for...
Partridge in a pear tree.
Very good. All right, so you're...
all I need is one more.
2 for... Oh, so okay, all right.
Not that it matters.
Let's see. Let me choose this wisely then, just because I want bragging rights. How many eggs were laid in the aviary lady's
2.
stomach? Son of a bitch.
It was 2 or 3, and I just went with my gut.
It was 2. And let me see if I should have went with the other one first. How many zip lines broke in the zip line scene?
Should have just been 1, 2.
It was 2.
Because one of them jumped on the other person, and then, There it is, folks. What you come here for.
That's right. Wow, and I just saw it show up on my little sound thing over there. Like, it was just... the sound
slow down there,
just like blew up when I did. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
that we got
get
that
into
out the way.
this.
Yeah.
So, Zoombies.
First off, terrible pick of a name for a movie. Very confusing, hard to say. Like, it's really kind of hard. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Is it about Zumba?
And right, it doesn't it doesn't make sense.
Bad name, bad movie.
Yes, like they should have. I mean, right away the name was.
And
bad.
guess who made this movie, folks? Asylum Pictures, the same people that did Three-Headed Shark Attack and all that other bullshit like that.
But there you go.
The second that popped up, I said, "Oh my god, we're in for a world of hurt."
I even told Chase like a few days in. I was like, "Dude, the opening credits is like $10 After Effects stuff."
It's like a paper tear comes across the screen, and it's got the Jurassic Park font with the letters.
Right.
The movie opens up with a PowerPoint presentation of our protagonist. I guess the protagonist. I'll go ahead and say, Dr. Ellen. Yeah, Ellen. Dr. Ellen Rogers. And she's doing her Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park speech. When I said there's all the beats of Jurassic Park are in this, I mean it.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a bad slideshow presentation of what this zoo is. Well, she describes a zoo, and then says that we're more than a zoo. But all she did was describe a zoo. We have animal. We dreamt of a.
I will say this. First off, that PowerPoint presentation that is in this movie where she explains the thing. You're making a movie, folks, and you put a PowerPoint presentation up, and not just any PowerPoint presentation, a very shitty one. If I made a PowerPoint presentation like that at work, I would be fired.
It's just solid color backgrounds with her and floating pictures of animals behind her.
It's bad. It is bad. It's like 8th grade AV club PowerPoint.
And she's trying to lay it out that this place isn't like other zoos. What we're trying to do here is much bigger than that. We're trying to get all the endangered species here for people to enjoy. But
yeah, because that's not what zoos do. I've never heard of a zoo conserving. I mean, that's... What?
And there's a flyover shot of what I'm pretty sure is the Polynesian village at Disney World. So...
Oh, man. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. And, like, they have all these stock videos of animals. And you can tell they're not in the same park. But they added the sound effects, just unnecessary.
The animal is just sitting there, not doing anything, and they'll put the sound effect of the animal over it, just to let you know.
Yeah, and like a lion yawns, and they put this monstrous roar.
Then they show a picture of a monkey just sitting there, and it makes monkey noises.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad, real bad. They even made you see a giraffe eating leaves, I guess, or eating something, and they put the chewing sound in it. It's like there was no point. Like this thing was filmed from like 40 yards away, and you're gonna put in the chewing sound. We're not even through the opening credits yet, folks.
So we get done with that, and the PowerPoint ends with the Eden Zoo logo, which is the really crappy ripoff of Jurassic Park, except it's a gorilla. And then it then does a fade transition into the establishing shot, but the logo like tilts and slides down and and matches the logo on a banner on the front of the gate. That there was no reason for that to happen. It was awkward and it completely took me out of the moment. So why did that just happen?
The 16-year-old they paid to do all this said, "Hey, watch how cool this is," and then that was it. Like, look what I can do. That's all that happened. You gotta, these obviously making shitty movies. Like,
yes,
like you can tell they obviously they don't care. Like, we're gonna make shitty movies, and that's all there is to it.
Like, hey, you want to make a movie? Come, we'll let you do it.
Do you think like they actually tell somebody, "Hey, look, I know you have a college degree, but make this as shitty as possible"?
I don't think so.
Because I can't. Dude, look.
It's an open door policy. If you want to be involved in making a movie, come the fuck in.
I understand, but okay, Chase, you're an artist, so to speak.
Thank you.
I gotta rib you a little bit. You're an artist, so to speak. What some people may call an artist. But say you're creating something.
Yes.
And this is what you do.
Yeah.
Would you half-ass it, even if it was a half-ass movie? Unless you were told to half-ass it?
Are you saying if I was put in the position of doing the effects for this this movie?
Yes.
Would I
try
would
hard,
I go
or would
all?
you make
Would
it
I
look
give
shitty?
it my 110%, or would I just skate by?
Would you give it your 110%?
What am I being paid?
Well, I guess that does factor, doesn't it?
Because if you think I'm giving my 110% and putting my name on this, and you're not going to pay me for it,
well, look, I mean, they must be paying something.
Maybe. Hey, you're gonna make a movie, kid.
The only way to solve this is we both need to send in applications and our resumes to Asylum.
Yeah.
Because I can get on in Vatu and get some After Effects transitions, and I can do that, no problem.
We'll be CEOs of the company before year's end.
No, we're going to go in for the interview and they're going to pull up, they were like, oh yeah, everything's great, blah, blah, but we just have a couple questions about this. And then our podcast starts playing of everything that we've made fun of.
No, that's all in good fun.
I couldn't hear that properly. Did you say shitty transition? Is that what you said? No, I didn't say it was shitty. I said it was horse shit. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Did you say this movie was liquid garbage?
Swing and a miss. Which that was one of the reviews, and boy, they were right. Swing and a miss. So let's move on. Let's get through this.
Okay.
Let's get through this heap. I got Horizon to play.
We just... Well, we just finished explaining the opening credits, and we're already 20 minutes into this thing. So.
Damn it.
So we're at the Biodome, finally. A zookeeper pulls up in the Jurassic Park Jeep. And gets out with a couple of screeching cages. Mm-hmm. And marches his way into a lab where Dr. Gordon and his lab assistant Robin are desperately working on this spider monkey. Who's screaming and fighting. And this whole scene, folks, is the raptor scene from the opening of Jurassic Park. Mm-hmm. It's showing that shit's going to go wrong.
Yes.
So the monkey is flailing around on the table. They've got a heart monitor showing the monkey's heartbeat going erratically. However, the monkey doesn't have a thing attached to it.
No probes at all on
Nothing. No diodes, wires, nothing. It's just a loose...
It's those new wireless EKG machines.
It's a loose monkey on the table, writhing around. The monkey dies, and...
Not only does it die, it does the dramatic death.
A dramatic where it, like, collapses and its head bounces off the table.
Picture a monkey in, like, doing his own reenactment of the OK Corral. And that's how this monkey dies. Like, this CG monkey was he was giving it his all. He was giving his 110%.
Yeah. He was doing the Sean Bean death at the end of Tombstone.
Yes.
It's a long, drawn-out experience.
It's exactly what he did.
You ain't no Daisy at all. So, the monkey dies. The whole time this is going on, Dr. Gordon is commanding his two minions to lock everything down because it's protocol. And, well, why we have these monkeys in here? They're not infected. It's protocol. We got to get every monkey in here just in case. It's all protocol. We got to do this by the book. And then the monkey dies, and he says, okay, I'm going to inject it with this stuff to bring it back to life. And his assistant Robin says, oh, you can't do that. It's against the World Health Protocol to inject that serum into this primate. Yeah. Which he says, I don't give a damn about protocol.
Right. Whereas before, followed his shit to a T, people.
So he injects the monkey with this serum to wake it back up, which I think he just said was an epinephrine shot.
I didn't catch what it was.
I'm fairly sure he just said it was an epinephrine shot, which is, standard for that kind of thing.
I was still reeling from the monkey's dramatic death. I didn't hear all that part.
So, I don't know if it was the epinephrine shot that caused all of this, but the monkey comes back to life and is a quote-unquote zombie monkey.
We're alerted to it being alive because they're not looking at it. They're tending to these other monkeys that are going... for lack of a better term, ape shit in their cages. And then you hear the heartbeat monitor start up again. The wireless EKG.
The wireless EKG, yeah. The Wi-Fi EKG.
Right.
Picks up the monkey being back to life, and they turn around, and it sits up, and it's got cloudy eyes, and that means it's a zombie monkey, obviously.
Yeah.
Which then all the other monkeys turn into zombie monkeys.
And... it was never explained, is this a virus? Like, at one point you hear him say, did it go airborne? But did what go airborne? What are we talking about here, people?
Yeah,
like,
did they... Does dead crazy monkey and epinephrine shot equal airborne zombie virus?
I don't know.
So the monkeys then go crazy, and we get a little taste of monkey vision.
Yeah.
Which is just a darkened circle around the camera.
Right.
The monkey jumps off the table and starts running around. They lose track of this monkey instantly.
Which, by the way, let me say, I was going to ask the question. I didn't know if it'd be too hard. Maybe I should have asked it. What was that monkey's name?
Sandy?
Wow! Okay, go ahead.
On my second viewing, I saw that said, he's going to ask me what the name of that damn monkey was.
Yeah, it was on my list of questions.
So this monkey jumps off the table, and they lose track of it immediately. This room has 2 tables in it, just a plane and 4 legs. There's nothing for this monkey to hide in. It's just gone. It's ghost monkey.
Yeah, it's gone.
They start looking around for it, and the zookeeper that brought them in he's got the taser, and he's looking around. Wait, no. Did he have the taser?
He tased it at one point.
He tased it at one point, and it didn't like that, and it shoved the taser
back.
It tased him back, and he fell down, and then it climbed up on the supply cabinet,
right,
and pushed it down. And when that happened, I immediately had a thought of the movie UHF with the door that says supplies on it, and they open it up, and the karate guys are in there. Supplies!
Yeah.
So that's what I thought when that happened. And that was my joke of that moment.
Right.
So,
supplies.
Supplies! So he gets squashed by the supplies. Robin then decides she's going to escape, defiant of Dr. Gordon's pleas to not open the door and let the monkeys out.
Right.
In which then she's attacked by a monkey, and the monkey rips her eyes out in dramatic CG fashion.
Yeah, and then throws them at the other doctor, at Dr. Gordon.
Yeah, throws them at Dr. Gordon, and then leaps at the camera, and then there's your title screen, folks. Zoombies.
Yeah.
We've gotten to the damn title screen.
We promise we'll go quicker.
Yeah, we'll try.
Because there's really not much substance after that, though.
There isn't, but there's so much to talk about. So we're then introduced. There's a bus driving down the road, bringing in a busload of interns, and and in Asylum fashion, they're just going to throw as many human faces at us as possible.
Correct.
There's this guy taking random nonsensical pictures, and that's Gage, and he's the managerial intern.
Yeah,
or something.
That's what I got.
He's the only one in a suit.
He's going to shadow the owner.
He's going to shadow, the owner,
Ellen.
There's Ricky, the hyperactive Birdman.
Right.
There's
there's Ricky, Chase when he was 12.
Thank you. Were you saving that one up?
Replace birds with dinosaurs, and you had Chase as a kid. Dinosaur shirt. Tell me about dinosaurs. Is this about dinosaurs? No, it's not. Well, can we make it about dinosaurs? Yeah, I guess we can. But this kid was in college. Chase was a child.
Yes, I was a child at the time. Yeah. Cut me some slack.
That's the first thing I thought, though. I was like, it's fucking Chase.
God damn it. So there's me, the Birdman.
Yes.
There's Amber, the gum clicking, I don't care about anything chick.
Yeah. Who I'm here because I have to be.
I'm here because I have to be. There's two nameless interns. There's the Asian intern and the fraternity sweater intern.
Yeah, they didn't have names.
And then there's Clay Matthews.
That was Clay Matthews. Oh my God.
The second I saw him, I said, "Is that Clay Matthews?"
It was close.
It was close enough.
He'd need about 60 more pounds of muscle, but everything else was dead on.
Yeah, and the dignity to not be in this movie.
This is true.
And Thea, who is Dr. Rogers, Ellen's daughter.
Yeah.
And they're being shuttled into the zoo. They're all going to be interns for the time because the zoo needs money, and you get money for having interns, apparently. I don't know how interns work.
Me either. I never was an intern. Did you ever intern?
Nope.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Goes back to that whole 110% for what you get paid type of thing.
So they pull up and they start letting people off. Ricky the Birdman gets teamed up with Dr. Chelsea, who is the bird lady.
Right.
Who's kind of weird. And
we're
going to get to that later.
I kept getting the feeling like the way they showed her.
She was behind it all.
Well, no. Totally different what I had. The way they showed her is like the way they show an old star that's in something. You're supposed to recognize them from something else.
Yeah.
But I didn't like. I was like, and just the way they showed. It's like, okay, like when Seagal has a cameo, you're supposed to know it's fucking Seagal.
Yeah.
Well, they showed this lady, and it was in the same way. Like you're supposed to know who this is.
She was supposed to be like Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island or something. Like, oh yeah, that's her. And she was nobody.
I couldn't figure it out who it was, but that was the impression I got. So
I picked up on the vibe that she was so strange that she was surely behind all of it.
Well, she even made some comments that were kind of strange, too.
She made some eerie comments that didn't go anywhere.
Well, she got hers.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So they drop Ricky off, and then they drop off. Amber gets off, and it's revealed that she's only here because she's on probation or something. And
it was that or go to jail or something.
It was do this internship or go to jail. And her grandmother is related to the biggest investor in the zoo, so they kind of turn the other way on her legal status and let her in.
Maybe it's because I'm not rich, but every time I've ever been arrested, they never offered me to do an internship. Just saying. That was never an option. Just saying. I know that was made it awkward, but
so they're dropping the kids off. Amber gets paired up with the pig doctor,
right?
Who's in charge of the warthogs. And some reason she's going to be the warthog intern.
Yeah. Which that was weird too.
Yeah.
The way how she was like, oh, I'm going to jump in.
Like, all the interns had, like Ricky wanted to learn about birds, so he got paired up with the bird lady.
Right.
Clay Matthews wanted to learn about apes,
gorillas.
So he got paired up with the ape guy. She just gets stuck with the pig man.
But she jumped right into it.
Oh yeah, she knew what she was doing. She climbed right into that warthog pit.
With just the taxidermied warthog on the inside of it.
Well, there you go. That's why. Had it been a live warthog.
I'll get in there. That's a fake warthog.
So they drop off Clay Matthews with the 8 people, and that's when we're introduced to another character, which is the gorilla.
Yeah, Kifo.
Kifo. Because the little girl is best friends with Kifo the gorilla, a.k.a. grown man in a suit.
Yeah, and no sign language a la Congo.
Yeah. Amy,
only thing I was,
pretty gorilla.
I was about to say, the only thing I was missing was Kifo, good gorilla. But, you know.
So, they have this bond, Thea and Kifo.
Yes, they're the same age, correct?
They're the same age. They grew up together.
Right.
So you think that's going to come back in some way.
You'd think.
You'd think that.
But then you got to remember what you're watching.
You got to remember what production company made this. So we go to the visitor center, essentially.
The biodome.
Yeah, the biodome. The for real biodome. And Dr. Rogers and Gage, the intern, go in, and he's asking her questions about the zoo, and how she studied here and that she got her PhD right on all this equipment. And Thea says, I'm going to learn to use a telescope just like Mommy. Like, oh, that's a microscope, dear. You're not even close to being on your way.
You dumb bastard.
So while they're there, they then go out and meet the security guys.
Right.
Another gaggle of characters that they expect us to keep track of.
Correct.
Rex was the main guy.
Right.
There was also
Boris.
Because there was a Boris.
And 2 other nameless wonders from I can't remember them.
There was Ty, which was the Asian guy,
Right.
and Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, I was about to say Danny from Hey Dude. Danny from Hey Dude couldn't turn his head.
In his one and only scene.
That's the only thing I always say, even when I was a kid, I'd watch Hey Dude, I'd be like, Danny never turns his fucking neck. It's like he's wearing a Batman cowl at all times.
His lower jaw is fused to his clavicles.
Yeah. Anyway, that's way off topic.
So we're introduced to the security team. Danny, not Danny, I'm calling him Danny now. Johnny, Lou Diamond Phillips, decides he says there's an alarm going off at Dr. Gordon's monkey hospital. And we're going to go check it out. It's probably not a big deal because, if I had $1 for every time Dr. Gordon accidentally tripped the alarm at the monkey hospital, he takes off. We're introduced to Lizzie, who is the new security member.
Correct.
And that's when the shit finally hits the fan.
Correct.
And
because old Danny or Lou or whatever his name is... doesn't matter because at that point he's already dead.
Yeah. They're not answering. There's something going wrong. The alarm's still going off. Let's go check it out.
Right.
So everybody goes.
Well, even the protocol says that 5 people had to go.
I don't give a damn about protocol.
Another thing is, you're security. And none of them are allowed to carry guns on their person.
Nope. Oh, their Jeep is loaded to the brim with like assault shotguns and shit like that.
That was something else too. The Jeep had an arsenal in a toolbox. It was just guns rattling around in the back of the fucking Jeep. Like, who gives a shit? Like, these were nice weapons too. Just throw it in that toolbox back there. Who gives a shit?
Throw them in the heap.
Yeah. I need a crescent wrench. Oh, look under that AK and that shotgun, and it should be under there, rolling around. I'll load it already. Like, no problem. Just load it.
Ready to rock.
Yeah.
At any moment. So they go to the monkey hospital, and they're starting to go in and say, okay, we can only take the tasers because of protocol. Everybody leave the guns, but not Lizzie.
No. First day on the job saying, fuck that, I'm bringing my own fucking pistol in with me.
So she takes it in. Gage is worried about it because, protocol. She doesn't give a damn. So in they march. Searching around, they get to the door. Bloody hand slaps up on the door.
Right.
Dr. Gordon's in there all bloodied, and he's not letting them in. He's leaning up against the door. And they say, just let us in, Dr. Gordon. We're here to help. And they're not taking the hint.
Yeah.
They force the door open and get in and see the chaos in the room. At which point, Boris, in his genius ass, walks up to Danny, a.k.a. Lou Diamond Phillips, a.k.a. Johnny, who has a syringe embedded in his skull.
Correct.
Like buried in his skull.
Right.
And proceeds to check for a pulse.
Yes. But then he's checking for a pulse, but the other guy checks the doctor with no eyes.
Yeah. The eyes are ripped out. She's laying there in a pool of blood.
And he's the one that goes, she's dead. And I'm like,
dead.
You think the other guy would have said, well, this one's dead, like before, like
he's checking a pulse and he's going, Johnny?
Yeah.
He's expecting him to talk.
Talking into the syringe. Hello?
So That's what we got working at this zoo, folks. That's who's keeping all these animals safe and zoo patrons.
Which is different than any other zoo because they're conserving endangered animals.
Yes.
Just saying. It's a novel idea. People should jump on that.
Yeah. So, people are clearly dead. Dr. Gordon is saying we gotta batten down the hatches. We can't let them get out.
Right.
And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And then the movie makes a hard right turn.
Right.
Just when you think that this movie is being a ripoff of Jurassic Park, it decides, I want to throw a little bit of Alien in here too.
Correct.
In which Dr. Gordon gets up and there's some rumbles down in his tumbles. To which point a spider monkey bursts out of his chest.
Right. And that's when it was finally at that moment when I said, hold on now. Because he was having a hard time talking because he's beat up. However, he was conveying information. And at no point did he put the two words together of monkey chest.
Monkey inside me.
Yeah.
What was the entry point for this monkey?
Well, I think there's only one, because, whew.
So monkeys come spilling out of him.
Yeah, as soon as it jumps out, you see the name tag. It says Lemmy Winks on it, and then
about 6 more monkeys manifest in the room. Way more monkeys than were in there in the first place.
Thank you. I was gonna mention that.
There was only 3 in the beginning. There's about 6 in there now.
Yeah, they all come running out of there.
They come running out.
Except for one unlucky one.
Which one?
The one that got caught in the door while they're trying to shut it.
Okay, yeah,
poor little fella.
They all get attacked, and Lizzie shoots the head off of one of them in a dramatic slow motion sequence.
Right.
They get out the door, but one poor little monkey gets stuck in the door, and they have this whole shut the door sequence right out of, you guessed it, Jurassic Park. Where they're trying to get this door shut, and this monkey just does not want to be stuck in the door.
No.
Is what it comes down to. He's not trying to kill anybody. He's just unfortunately caught in the door jam.
Yeah.
One of the other monkeys squeezes through and attacks Rex. Gage tries to electrocute it. It doesn't work. There's some close-up shots of Rex with like a little ball of fur that he's pantomiming as a monkey,
which is hilarious.
Which is great. There's a few of those shots in this movie.
Yeah, like right after that, Lizzie does the same thing. Like, matter of fact, she takes the ball from him.
Yeah, like
as if she's taking the monkey off his neck, and she just like grabs it, takes it, and then she brings it right to her.
You know those dog toys where it's the little ball with the little furry like weasel attached to it?
Yes,
it's one of those basically.
Pretty much.
And that's their prop for every animal in this movie whenever it has to interact with a person physically.
Right.
They chop that first monkey in half that's stuck in the doorway by forcing the door closed on him, and they get out. Rex is injured in that point. Right. He's got some monkey bites.
Yeah.
They escape the monkey hospital and they get out. They're in the Jeep, and they're tracking all the monkeys on the radar.
Right.
And it shows the radar and the little dots moving around, and they're making monkey noises.
Yes.
As radar dots tend to do.
Oh God, it was so bad.
So they gotta get. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed through this because this is not going quickly to get through this fucking movie.
Well, it was just bad. Let me look. Let me give the compressed version. Monkeys start running, and they're going to other exhibits, and people are worried that they're gonna right away. People are worried they're gonna infect other animals. Why did they have this information that they're going to infect other animals? Who knows? Because everybody who had that information died.
Yes.
But still, this is what's going to happen. Now, who knows how it spreads? Nonetheless,
just being in the vicinity is enough because they get to the warthogs
Well, exactly. There's no contact.
They're about 50 yards away from the warthogs, and the warthogs immediately go crazy.
Right. So then you got rich girl who became an intern because she broke the law.
Yep.
Frat boy, Asian guy. They all end up on the top of like a concession stand hut thing.
Yeah.
And they're safe from the warthogs. And the
I really wanted that concession stand to have been a toilet, so I can make another connection to Jurassic Park.
It would have been at the right pacing if it would have.
Now, earlier, the warthog guy comes out of a bathroom that's out in the middle of nowhere.
He does.
And I thought that's where this was going.
Well, anyway, warthogs are safely on the ground. The monkeys have disappeared long ago. So they're hiding in the trees. And then there's a rumbling sound. And
a stomping noise that only an animal the size of a T-Rex could possibly make.
Correct. And what appears but 2 giraffes.
Yes.
Who have been infected. And now...
And are just loose.
They're loose. They're infected. And dangerous, apparently.
Yes.
Because they start ripping folk out of trees.
Bitey.
Yeah. Just grabbing them with their teeth. Ripping them out of trees. And
this is where the Tim and Eric graphics come in.
Yeah.
Where it's a giraffe... And then there's like a Photoshop cutout of the actor, and they're just sliding it around on the screen.
Yeah, yeah. And sure enough, they start ripping arms off, and I mean, it gets pretty gruesome what these giraffes can do. And then
Lizzie and Rex show up with the guns.
And they shoot the giraffes. Which, by the way, by this point, one of the giraffes has grabbed the rich girl, and is holding it in its mouth. Holding the girl in its mouth, and they're still just taking shots at the giraffe's head.
Yeah.
Which, you're shooting,
Rex has a shotgun.
Yeah, and he's shooting. So strange. Like, the girl would be dead. Which, spoiler alert, she dies anyway. But but not from the giraffe. So then, okay, giraffes run. They're taking care of her. They all say what they got to pack up and go where they're going. I can't remember.
They got to pack up and go to the watchtower.
To the watchtower, where it's safe.
But Amber gets her own ideas.
Yes, takes off in the Jeep without them. So then they're on their own. Meaning Rex, Lizzie, and Gage.
Yes.
And TJ, right? No, not yet. No, they actually right about. Wait.
No, they don't. No, Clay Matthews and the gorilla guy aren't with them yet.
Not yet. About 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
So anyway, girl takes off with the Jeep. They're on their own. They're going to try to walk it. And while they're walking it, of course, they hear more noises.
Oh no, it's going to be another crazy animal that's going to kill us.
Oh, it's a crazy animal. 3 elephants emerge. If you want to call them that.
3 elephants emerge, and Gage applies some very shaky logic as to why we should approach these elephants.
Really shaky.
That elephants have no natural predators, so the infected animals would surely leave them alone.
Yeah.
So if we stay close to the elephants, we'll be okay. Now, I've seen National Geographic footage of a whole pride of lions taking down an elephant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And there are lions in this zoo. And well, and that's besides the point. Let's just walk up to some full-grown fucking elephants.
And that's another thing. An elephant is not something to be messed with. But not only do they walk right up to these elephants, but they hop on their backs.
Yep.
No problem.
Trained circus elephants, apparently.
It must have been after Barnum had to get rid of the elephants and they had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So they brought them to Eden.
And even in that logic, I'm pretty sure that the circus elephants are the smaller Asian elephants. And not giant bull African elephants.
Well, by the way, they looked like giant bull African elephants until they got on their backs. And the effect that they used for these people riding on these elephants' backs, I have no words that could describe how shitty it looked. Like, it was bad.
it's
like the proportions were all off.
If you've seen the commercial, the General Car Insurance with Shaquille O'Neal in the CG car, it's about that level.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Wow, that is a good comparison. So anyway, they start heading out. They're on the elephants. The elephants eventually get spooked, like, I don't know, 20 feet down the road by lemurs.
By lemurs. And they're thrown off the elephants.
They're thrown off the elephants, and then they've lost their rides. And I don't know, you pick it up because now I'm lost.
Well, before it's revealed that they're riding the elephants, we follow Amber for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And Amber is trying to escape the zoo. She's ignoring the radio call because Dr. Rogers thinks that it's all of them in the Jeep, and they're not going the right direction.
Right.
So she drives to the gate, and she gets out, and she gets on the walkie, and she tells Ellen that you got to open up the gates and let me out because I'm not going to die here.
Right.
And she's watching her little radar tracker because everybody has a little radar tracker for all the animals.
Right.
And there's an animal close by to her, and she's trying to warn her by giving her vague directions that there's something dangerous close by instead of just saying, get in the goddamn Jeep, you're about to be eaten by a lion?
What do you see to your left is exactly what she said. Not, hey, there's something coming for you. Look to your left and tell me what you see.
Hey, you're about to die if you don't get in that Jeep right this second.
But yeah, anyway, so quote-unquote lion shows up. I'm not sure. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what it was. She starts to climb the gate, and there's lion vision, which is the camera skating the ground up to her. And it's a top-down shot of her climbing the gate, and this animal grabs her by the leg. And I assumed it was a lion, but it didn't really look like anything.
You know what it looked like to me? The little dog thing on the Fly movie, whenever they're looking down at whenever, I guess it's a dog that goes through the fly machine.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes out all messed up and they're feeding it or whatever. I'm real shaky on the details of that movie. But anyway, I just remember whatever that little thing was that came out all deformed scared the piss out of me, but that's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah.
Just a shittier version of it. It was bad. It didn't look like a lion.
Yeah, so she gets attacked, and she's screaming over the intercom, and then it goes dead. That's when we're revealed that the elephants are being ridden, and lemurs happen.
Right.
And that. There's some parts where right after that, the SWAT team shows up.
Right.
Because Dr. Rogers has been trying to get the government to intervene. Finally, the SWAT team shows up and come in and get ambushed by lions.
Right. Of course, they didn't go through the front gate. They decided to go into like the bowels of the biodome.
Yes.
I don't know why. But there was lions down there.
There's lions down there, and they get eaten, and it ends with one of the SWAT guys almost saying, "I'm in so much pain."
Yes. You're right. I think all he got was I'm in so much, and then that was
I'm in so much pain. Oh, the Christmas critters.
Yeah. Christmas critters. Oh God, that's pretty much exactly what it. Now that you're saying it.
Yeah, because he was explaining every step that was happening.
Yeah, it's the woodland critters.
The cute little bear's eyes are starting to glow.
Yeah. Oh God. Anyway, we'll go into the woodland critters.
Yeah. We cut back to Ricky and Dr. Chelsea at the bird place, and this is where she says one of those ominous lines.
Yes.
Where he's worried about, the animals escaping, and she says, if the animals want to get out, it's going to take more than bullets to stop them, and she winks at him.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about, lady?
Don't know. And nobody will ever know because they didn't tie up that loose end.
Yeah, they didn't tie up a lot of things in this. So now we cut back to the office where Thea, the little girl, is, and there's this long shot of the door where she's in the room playing, and it another Jurassic Park thing. They take a music cue out of Jurassic Park where it's the the chanting, like the thing, like something's happening.
Yep.
And she gets attacked by a zombie koala.
Yeah. Which the door shuts.
The door shuts.
And then all of a sudden there's a koala just sitting there on a stand.
Are we to believe the koala shut the door?
I'm going to tell you what. That was a creepy looking koala before it even opened up its eyes.
Yeah.
And if I was a kid,
it has some mange.
That is not the koala I'd want to play with. But there she is trying to give the koala tea. And sure enough, it's a zombie koala.
The koala attacks, but how hard can it be to take out a koala? Not very hard, because this little girl does it.
She beats it. Basically, she pulls out Lucille and kills the koala.
Yes. She Glenn that son of a bitch.
Yes, absolutely.
Spoiler alert.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh, God.
So she kills the koala. Ellen comes in, mom, and she's cleaning her up, and the little kid pieces it together. They're trying. The animals are trying to get rid of us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Novel point there, kid.
So it's at this point they're finally at the gorilla enclosure, and they team up with Clay Matthews and Gorilla Doctor.
Right.
The gorilla Kifo gets turned and attacks.
Correct.
As he would.
Right. Which this is another thing. Can I say something about Kifo?
Okay.
At one point, the reason why the gorilla doctor goes to check on Kifo when he finds out he's turned is because he says Kifo is the last of its species, and he's going to make sure that he protects it.
Yeah.
Well, when that thing dies anyway, like
that's it.
If it's the last one, saving it isn't going to save the species.
No,
because it's the last one. Am I right?
Yeah.
Do I just not understand how biology works?
And it's apparently a very young one.
Right. But still, if there's only one left, you're not saving the species by saving this thing. You're just prolonging the inevitable because it's going to die.
You can crossbreed it, but then you're not going to have the actual species anymore. That's not the same
thing. No. So I'm just making sure that, I thought I understood biology a little bit, but made me second guess it when I watched this. I was like, oh, maybe I don't know.
So while they're laid out in there, and they've got Rex up on the table because his leg's broken because it gets stepped on by one of the elephants.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
So now we have a character laid up on a table with a leg splint, just like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, if only he was a mathematician.
Expert in chaos theory.
If he'd have just said this is chaos, it'd have been fine. It'd been cool.
Animals find a way.
Yeah. Zoobies.
What somebody needed to say to clear all this, they should have said, we all need to stop thinking locally and start acting globally. You got to free Mahi Mahi. Free Mahi Mahi. Set him free, if you will.
Oh, my God. It would have worked, too, because with the whole thing...
This movie is a direct sequel to Biodome.
It is, because, honestly, they actually talk about they don't want the birds to get loose in the aviary because then it'll spread globally.
Yeah.
That's it.
Her grandfather who started this project was the old man that owned the Biodome.
Yes.
The Biodome went belly up, so he says, I'm making a zoo.
The virus is actually called the wheeze. So anyway, the gorilla got the wheeze, and
the gorilla got into the wheeze and attacks.
Yeah.
It kills its owner, and does it kill any? It kills Rex, doesn't it? Kills Rex.
Like
it crushes his head.
Yeah, pulls a mountain on Rex.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry. If you haven't seen that 3-year-old episode, my bad.
Yeah. Joffrey dies, folks, just to let you know.
Don't get too attached to old Ned Stark because he ain't gonna make it. Any other spoilers we need to go through at Game of Thrones before we keep going?
Hodor.
Yeah, Hodor dies.
Let's just spoil everything that's happened in Game of Thrones.
His name derives from "hold the door."
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well,
okay. Back on track. It attacks. Clay Matthews gets pinned under a piece of paper, and he really struggles with it.
Right.
This further proof that he's not Clay Matthews.
Exactly. Clay Matthews would have punched that gorilla in the face and that would have been over with. Actually, if that gorilla would have walked into a room and Clay Matthews was standing there, even this wheeze-infected gorilla would have said, "Oh, my bad, wrong room." Like, let me go the other way. Yeah.
This gorilla is shifting in size in every shot.
Well, yeah, it goes from suit to CG instantly. And
when it's in a suit, it's about the size of the little girl. When it's CG, it's 12 feet tall.
And also, they look totally different.
Yeah.
The suit looks totally different than the CG part.
Yeah.
If I were to put a side by side of them, you wouldn't say it's the same gorilla. There's no way.
The CG one looks like a Yeti.
It does. It has like the weird, like long eyebrows and all that.
Yeah. Twofer. They manage to escape. They push a rock down onto old Kifo.
Yeah.
And you think that's it for old Kifo. You'd think that.
You would think that.
They didn't decide that they got a zip line from the primate place back to the visitors. Back to the biodome. So they get on the zip lines from the biodome to zip on down to the biodome.
Right. But there's no safety harnesses.
There's no safety harnesses. So
because they said 3
on.
times throughout this movie that they weren't up to safety protocol.
Yeah. But let's bring the interns in.
Yeah. So they get on the zip lines.
They get on the zip lines and yet some more hilarious special effects work.
Oh, yeah. They're not hanging from anything.
It's them standing on milk crates in front of a green screen.
Yeah, there's like no tension, like nothing.
Yeah.
And they're all going at the same rate of speed on 3 different zip lines. Which
right next to each other.
Like holding conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pretty high up, isn't it? Oh, yeah. You can really see the you can really see the Polynesian village from here, can't you?
And there's Mickey's Lagoon right down there.
Yeah, they're about to start the fire show, so keep your eyes peeled. Is that Stitch? No.
They're going down the zip lines, and they're not up to safety protocol. But what goes wrong with the zip lines is nothing to do with like safety features not being there, like the harnesses. The lines just straight up snap under their own weight.
Two lines snap in the same exact fashion.
Yeah.
Like the same exact strands of wire break.
Yeah. The first 2 poor bastards that got on these things were destined to die.
Yeah.
One of them snaps. Was it Lizzie's or Gage's that snaps? It was Lizzie's, right?
Lizzie snaps first, and she jumps.
She jumps onto Gage.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah,
but she does.
She grabs onto Gage for safety, and then Clay Matthews snaps.
Just snaps and
he
falls.
He plummets to his death.
And with a little splat at the end.
A little Wile E. Coyote splat.
I had to go back and freeze frame it. Like when he hits, it's a little splat, and they just put like a little red over his body.
Yeah.
It's like it was just like superimposed on top of it. I got a kick out of looking at that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So they zip down from the biodome back down to the biodome. It's a U-turn zip line,
right?
Because it goes back to the same damn building,
right?
They finally get there and they say, "Okay, we gotta figure out what to do." So let's remember the gas cans. Because they talked about gas cans earlier.
Yeah, wanted to do the inventory to gas cans or something like that.
So we're gonna use those gas cans.
Which, by the way, those aren't gas cans; those are compressed gas cylinders.
Well,
just saying. Big difference.
Experimental zoos store them in cylinders.
as a safety guy, there's a big difference between gas can and a compressed gas cylinder. And the owner of a zoo, who's in charge of safety and whatnot, should know that isn't just a gas can.
So Dr. Ellen says, remember the gas cans? We're going to use them. We're going to blow this place up. And then it cuts down to her daughter, and it zooms in on her face, and she says, now this is pod racing.
Yeah. Pretty much. This is pod racing. I wasn't expecting that. She doesn't really say that. But.
She says, all right.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to blow something up, and that's cool.
This is pod race.
So then there's the gearing up montage.
Yeah.
Which takes place in the same place that the head scientist at the Biodome made his exploding coconuts.
Oh, my God.
That's all I was looking at the first time I watched this was what scenes were filmed where.
Oh, my God.
So they gear up, they get in the Jeep, and they drive out to the aviary because we got to blow up the aviary so none of these birds escape and infect the world. So they get there, and they start getting out, and Dr. Ellen and her daughter are hanging back. They say, we're going to give you X amount of time. If you don't come back, I'm blowing the place up.
Right.
So they go in, and you hear somebody saying, help me, help me.
Yeah.
And if your first instinct wasn't, it's going to be a parrot.
Right.
Then you need to get your instincts checked because it was a goddamn parrot.
Yes,
and I'm fairly sure it's the same parrot that the main doctor in Biodome had as a little friend, and he ate it. Because, parrots live for a good century. So there's a good chance this is the same parrot from that movie.
Probably so, because they were like, hey, we got this extra parrot.
I want to believe that.
We got this parrot, and it's been in pictures before, too. But the thing was, it wasn't a parrot talking. It was like, yes, in the movie, the parrot talked. But they didn't use a parrot talking. It was somebody just recorded their voice.
It was a person mimicking a parrot talking.
Like, it wasn't even as good as, what's his name that did Aladdin?
No.
What's his name? Gilbert Gottfried. Wasn't even as good as that. It was just
somebody going, Brack, help me.
Yeah,
Brack.
just a normal person. Brack, help me. That's all it was.
So they get there, and it's the parrot standing over Ricky's dead body. And then someone grabs Lizzie's ankle, and she turns, and there's the big reveal of Dr. Chelsea.
Yeah.
And what's going on with Dr. Chelsea?
She's saying, it's nesting in me.
And there's a bald friggin' eagle sitting on eggs in her stomach.
Yeah, America.
It used her intestines and wove them around like a little nest and had the time to lay eggs in her.
Right. 2 of them.
Yeah.
Which
point
also, that would have been, like honestly, done right, that could have been a really creepy thing to see.
Yeah.
Like, if it had been in, like, a good movie, besides Zoombies.
This had been in a good movie.
Like, for instance, think about it. Say you had, like, a Jurassic Park type movie.
Yeah.
Even though I know this was a Jurassic Park type movie. I mean, like, a good one. And that would have been one of the deaths. That would have been creepy as shit.
Yeah.
But just the way they did it, it didn't... Mm. Yeah. Pun intended, didn't fly.
So it's at this point the birds attack, and there's 2 very determined macaw parrots.
Yeah.
That are tapping away, taparoo.
Yeah.
At the glass of the aviary. And
which, by the way, it's somehow now the monitor inside the vehicle. I think it was inside the vehicle. I couldn't tell where it was.
I think it's in the aviary.
Oh well. Anyway. Talks about the integrity of the dome of the aviary.
And it's the exact same gauge that was monitoring the homeostasis in the biodome.
Yes, yes. But these birds, every time they peck, they're pecking away 1% of integrity a second.
Yeah. And it might as well be 2 hand puppet parrots just going back.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. Back. They had nothing. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So the homeostasis is ticking down with every peck, and it's at this part where Dr. Ellen says, "Oh, I can't risk it. I got to blow it."
Right.
And she then opens up. She opens up the compressed cans of gas.
Well, let me get to
and pours them out.
She goes to the back of the truck. She gets a can, quote unquote, which is it's a bottle. It looks like a propane tank. She pulls it out and she hurts herself when she's doing it. She says, "Ah," so I know she hurt herself. But in the very next scene, she's fine.
Yeah,
I don't know what the deal. But you're right. Starts pouring liquid from a compressed gas cylinder.
Yes.
Don't know how that happens. I mean,
Does.
I'm sure it could under the right conditions. Maybe. I don't know. But it's not supposed to.
They're recycling these expended compressed gas canisters and just pouring liquid in them.
Yeah, just pouring gasoline in them. No problem. We're assuming it's gasoline. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, she pours it around.
Fuel.
Yes. She pours it around the aviary and like lights it on fire with a terrible CG fire.
Yep, and the terrible CG bird on fire.
Well, no, they don't even get to that point yet because they realize this isn't going to set it up. That the homeostasis is still dropping and the fire isn't spreading quick enough.
Yeah.
So then Lizzie, who comes out again with Gage, they make it out at a parrot attack, tells her, "Pull that truck as close as you can to the aviary." And when she does, she shoots a flare at it.
Yeah.
Well,
no, it wasn't even a flare because it's a firework gun.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They say that earlier. They have firework guns left over from the Independence Day celebration.
Well, look, first thing I thought
which this zoo that is not open to the public yet apparently had an Independence Day celebration and has fireworks left over.
The first thing I thought was, this is not GTA 5, and that does not make cars blow up. That shit may work in San Andreas, but it ain't working here. But it did for some reason, and it blew up, and it helped blow up the whole aviary. And now you have flaming birds flying around.
Yeah.
Which
disintegrate when shot.
Technically, yeah. If a bird caught on fire while it was flying, it'd probably glide a bit till it hit the ground. But these are actually actively flying and changing direction and everything.
These are like
would have been gone.
These are like enemies in the fire dungeon in Zelda.
Yes, yes. Well, then here comes Bald Eagle.
Yeah,
and it soars up, makes a nice little turn, and comes right at them and everything. And they shoot it with a shotgun, and it just poof, is done. Just So that was the end of the aviary.
Yeah. So problem solved, right, everybody?
You would think so.
Nope. But guess who's coming back?
Guess who?
Old Kupo, or whatever the hell his name is.
Old good gorilla. The Congo.
Yeah. Kifo comes back.
They should have used a fucking diamond laser gun.
Bad gorilla. Ugly gorilla. So Kifo's chasing them down. They don't have a Jeep anymore because they blew it up, so they're running on foot. They get to the gate, and Kifo gets up to them, and he smacks their weaponry away,
right?
And knocks everybody down except for Thea, the little girl,
right?
And it's at this point I was like, okay, here's the cheese ball moment of the movie, right? Where the love of this little girl is going to break through the zombieism, and old Kifo's going to come around. Nope, they're just going to shoot him in the head.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the whole, love tame the beast and everything, but
nope. Dr. Ellen just shoots him.
Yep.
End of movie.
Yeah, says her grandpa would be so disappointed in her. That's exactly what she said. She said that at the aviary.
She said that. She said that on the way to blow up the aviary, and Lizzie says, "Oh no, he wouldn't, because you're doing the right thing."
Yeah. No, he wouldn't, honey. He's dead. He doesn't think anything anymore. He's dead.
He'd be very disappointed. This is his second failed thing in 30 years. He had a failed biodome and now a failed zoo. So they then get on a helicopter and fly away, a la Jurassic Park. And then there's a little stinger, a little pre-credit stinger.
Yep.
where they show a completely different gorilla.
Oh yeah, this was a total not.
This is
gorilla,
This is the
CG.
first real gorilla.
Correct.
They show a real gorilla's face, and its eyes open up and they're all cloudy. Zombie.
So, Zemo or whatever his name is, he's back.
He's back. Credits. End of movie. Thank God.
So anyway, Biodome 2 sucked.
Biodome 2, not nearly as good as the first one. They really should have gotten Pauly Shore back.
Biodome 2 really strayed from source material.
Okay.
But
here's my make this movie better pitch.
Okay.
Replace all the employees with the Biodome people.
Yeah.
Pauly Shore, Stephen Baldwin, all of them. They're all back. And they've just flipped over to being these zoo workers.
Right. I think if I were to make the movie better, because I know I should have thought about that, but I actually forgot to think about that, so I'm thinking about it right now. So if I was going to make Zoombies better, in the planning stages, I would have said, y'all can't make this movie. And that would have made it so
not
much
making
better.
the movie would be you're not making this movie better.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. You put pushing 60-year-old Pauly Shore in this.
No, wait, I got it. Once again, it's an amalgam of things. You're right. Put the Biodome people in there. Same movie, just Biodome people.
Yeah.
And at the end, when Zepho wakes up, his eyes are crossed. And the Overwatch movie starts. The Overwatch music starts playing.
Oh my God!
There you go.
This movie was terrible. Okay, now.
Oh yeah, this shakes up our
Woist,
bottom 5.
Woist of the Woist.
Yeah,
This damn well shakes this up.
it does.
I want to put this at number 2.
Okay, what's the order again? I'm sorry.
We've got Go with LaFleur at number 1.
Right.
Cemented in there.
Oh yeah. That one ain't going nowhere.
Then it's Pretty Thing,
Okay.
Ouija 2, Sniper, and then Three-Headed Shark.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's number 2.
So this bumps Three-Headed Shark off the list.
It does.
Shifts everything down. This is now
Yes.
our number 2.
Yeah.
This was bad.
Oh, it was bad.
Three-Headed Shark was made by Asylum too, but I'd way rather watch that than this again.
Well, Pretty Thing in the House or whatever. At least there was they tried to have an artistic flair.
It just
to
didn't land.
Right. Their heart was there. They just didn't do. They didn't execute.
It was just a boring movie.
Like we said, this was just, have fun, kids, make a movie.
Yeah.
That's what it was, and
I want to say, Ouija was like that too, but but Ouija was more coherent than this.
This was very disjointed. There was things that you just didn't understand, and they didn't care if you understood it. Like,
they
you
never
make a
understood
zombie movie.
Yeah.
Make a zombie movie all you want. Yeah, it's been overdone. I don't care. You want to make a zombie movie? Make a zombie movie. The first thing you need to let people know is, how are things turning into zombies?
Yeah.
How does it spread? That's kind of the appeal of a zombie
Set up the
movie.
rules.
Right. You never found out. Actually, you never saw anything turn.
No.
Never.
Except for that one monkey in the beginning.
But you didn't even see it turn, though. It was already dead. It just came back. Like, you don't know what turned it.
And you can argue that it only came back because of the epinephrine shot.
Yeah, but then why did the other monkeys get it? And did they already have it going into the lab? Exactly. That's all you can say. I mean, I don't know. So, yeah, that's why it gets number 2.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
It was bad. But the silver lining in all of this is that we get to watch the perfect weapon.
The perfect weapon.
So happy.
I'm excited. I really am.
I can't wait to watch this movie. I really can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be good. So, what's his name? The director?
He's the director.
Now, hold on. There was something else I noticed. Let me pull up my notes again.
This movie's so new, I couldn't find any like good trivia on it.
Well, apparently the guy that does all the work,
Yeah,
his code name is Condor.
Condor. Okay, the one little thing I did find is that originally the person to be playing Condor was going to be Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, jeez. And he was like, oh, no.
Yeah,
I can't do this. You know what? He was probably on board. Like, he was like, yeah, I'll be Condor, no problem. And they were still, like, working out, casting issues. And, like, the director spot still, like, the role of the director still hadn't been taken yet. So Dolph signed on, and then they're like, oh, okay, we found somebody to play the director. It's going to be Steven Seagal. And Dolph Lundgren did the whole blackjack deal, like, I'm out. Like, I'm out. See y'all later.
I'm not being attached to this.
Yeah. Have fun with your little picture. I'm out.
So do you think we're going to ask at the end of this one the same thing we asked at the end of Sniper? Was this a vehicle for Steven Seagal, or was Seagal brought in for this?
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you right now. From what, I don't know. It could go either way. Because if he's actually doing action.
Oh, he fights in this. It's in the trailer.
Well,
he fights, and then wait. There's another scene in the trailer that is going to be something I know we're going to talk about, where he's sitting at a table with a guy, and he's trying to explain like negotiation tactics, but he's doing all these like hand grip things, where he's showing how he can manipulate you by like, if I grab your finger and I twist you like this, I can lift you up, and it's the kind of bullshit stuff that he always does, where he thinks he's the master of everything.
So he's doing Aikido.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. When you say he fights, look, I love martial arts. I do, and I think all martial arts have their place. Even the ones like Aikido that aren't practical at all. Yep. If you just enjoy the art of it, cool, no problem. But don't go out and say, I'm going to go get in a street fight with my Aikido skills and win. Because you're not. That's not what it's made for at all. And this is his main claim to fame is, I'm this untouchable Aikido master. Where if you put him against anybody with 6 months of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and 3 weeks of Muay Thai, would destroy his fat ass. Wouldn't even be an issue. Well, look, I'm gonna grab your wrist. Yeah, well, my knee's coming straight to your nose, Jack. What you gonna do?
Well, he does have an ace up his sleeve, and that's that he has the spirit of a 17th century Chinese Buddhist living within him.
Every time you say that pisses me off more. Oh God, that's the one thing that pisses me. See, now I don't want to watch it. I don't want to support this jackass. That's the low blow for me every time. That this motherfucker is a fucking holy man. Oh God, that bothers the shit out of me. I was having a good time. I was having a good time. Thanks.
I do what I can.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So, on that note, folks, the movie for next week is The Perfect Weapon. You can find it on Netflix because it just got posted to Netflix.
And this is one of those times that where we usually say we watch these movies because we know you won't. Y'all should watch it.
You should watch this one. I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to watch this one because it looks.
I think Seagal is back, man. Just not the way he wants to be.
Yeah, this is his wrestler.
Oh Jesus, no, it's not. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I really can't wait to watch it.
It's going to be good. It's really going to be good. Well, on that, we bid you all adieu, and we'll see you next week, folks.
All right, see y'all later.
Thank you for listening to Garbage Theater. To get the latest episodes, please subscribe on iTunes and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/garbagetheater. You can also listen to Garbage Theater anytime, anywhere on Stitcher Radio On Demand. Download the free app today.